my channel. So today we are doing something that was highly requested, and it's finally here, and that is a full face of nothing but drugstore products. I walked in store, picked all this up, nothing was ordered online. It will be really easy for you to walk into a store and snag up these little babies for yourself. Really love how glamorous this look turned out. But if you are excited to get into all things drugstore, all things super inexpensive, then keep watching. To start, we're gonna go in with this Morphe eyelid primer. This is one of the newbies that I'm trying, but I did test it out on a trial run before doing it today, and I actually kind of really like it. It is their eyeshadow primer or eyelid primer. I probably only use that much. Always use my ring fingers. With a product like this, I kind of work it between my two ring fingers and then pat it gently onto my eyelid. Just little patting, sweeping motions all the way around the lid. Okay, once our eyelid primer is on, we're gonna go into this gorgeous eyeshadow palette by ColourPop. I've actually had my eye on this beautiful California Love eyeshadow palette for a while now, and when I saw that Ulta had it, I had to snag it. I knew it would be perfect for this video, and I'm so happy that Ulta is now carrying amazing brands like ColourPop. I'm going to start with a fluffy brush, and for our brow bone highlight, go into Gnarly, the lightest shade up here at the top. And again, just kind of press or pat that into the brow bone area. If you watch some of my videos, you know I love to go across this brow bone, but then also take it down the front of the eye as well. Pressing that across the brow bone in front of the eye. These colors are gorgeous. I've played with it some. This Sequoia Gold Rush here. The colors are actually extremely pigmented, more so than they even look in the pan. This Gold Rush actually comes off pretty darn red. So today I'm going to stick a little bit more neutral for you guys, and we're going to start with the color down here in the bottom called the Bay, and that's going to be the start of our crease transition shade. With a fluffy brush, I'm just going to start to kind of shape out my crease. Kind of little wiggle motions right into my eye crease right here. This is our first kind of transition shade that we're putting down. So we really want to go over this one, make it very diffused and soft. So I'm spending a little bit more time diffusing that. Next, I'm going to darken up the crease just a little bit with Highway 1 over here, and the same fluffy brush. I'm just going to use very little of this and kind of deepen up the crease a little bit more. Again, just kind of gently wiggling that into the crease. Maybe a little bit more than that. Just kind of wiggling that darker shade really into the crease, not as blown out as the other shade. Keeping it a little bit closer. Next, I'm going to take this dark shade Mission here in the bottom, and with a more dense tapered brush, we're going to take a little bit of that and pack it into the outer V. So I'm going to place the brush kind of right here at the end of my eye and just kind of wiggle it just a little to place the shadow, but nothing, no big motions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We're just going to wiggle it right in the little outer corner of the eye. These little mini wiggles are what kind of diffuse it, keeping it more condensed right there. And then I'm going to go back into the fluffy brush that I used for my crease and just kind of go over it a little bit just to diffuse the colors together. Okay, now that I've got my corner kind of darkened, we're going to actually go into Diego because I want to keep it more neutral today for what I have this evening that I'm going to, and this gold is just gorgeous. I don't know if you can kind of see it there, but I'm going to go into Diego. I think I'm going to start with a brush, but I may end up switching to my fingertips. Just looking at it, it's like very much a how do I explain this? A bronzy foil. Very bronzy, beautiful color, but it looks like a foil. And I feel like it's going to be better applied with fingertips. We're going to try a brush first. And for something like this, make sure it's a tiny, you kind of see here, a very tiny, dense brush. So it's a little bit more like a fingertip even.
And also when it's a foil like this, make sure that you're kind of pressing it onto the eyelid, that you're not rubbing the brush or sweeping it, but really press it as if it were your fingertip. Yeah, I'm gonna do my fingertip. That is not giving me the payout I want, and I have a feeling this absolutely will. Oh my goodness, look at this pigment. Gorgeous. Okay, and then I'm just gonna press that on. That is more like it. Holy moly. Okay, so I'm just doing this from that darker shade forward, only on the lid, and just pressing with my fingertip. It's kind of naturally going into the crease a little bit, and I like that. I am going to use the other finger for the other eye. I find it easier, and I'm sure you guys think it's funny, at least I think it's funny, that I am using a more expensive, I would say prestige makeup brand mirror while using my drugstore video, but funny little note to self. None of these products have mirrors on them. And usually I would use something so I can look closer, and none of these products have mirrors on the top. You shall see once I get to the face product, but it's kind of surprising. Gosh, that is so gold. So pretty, but so gold. What I'm gonna do next is take the same brush that I used for the darker outer corner shade and just kind of pat over that outer corner to make sure that that remains pretty dark and the gold doesn't fold over or fall over into that corner too much. And then taking my crease brush as well and just going gently a couple times over the crease just to make sure everything is, again, nice and blended. Okay, so there is a pressed glitter in this palette. El Capitan, this gold pressed glitter right here. I can never have enough glitter eye looks. I'm a huge fan of it, so we're gonna play with it a little bit today. And again, just like we did in the other one, I'm just gonna definitely just press the glitter into my finger because it is 100% just a loose glitter. If you were to feel this, it just feels like sand under my fingertip. There's nothing really holding it together. It's just loose glitter. So I'm going to take this glitter and gently just pat it over where we put that gold shadow. Gosh, this shadow is gorgeous, but we have tons of fallout. But that's not a problem. That's why we did our eyes first. So all this fallout here, along with my dark circles, can be covered now. First, I'm going to go into a foundation primer, and I actually have two here that are ones that I've had for forever. They are drugstore primers, and it is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. This little guy has been around forever, and I feel like there's good reason they haven't discontinued it or put out something new because this guy has such a following. But I'm going to actually double prime my face and do this kind of in the center of the face where I have more large pores and things I want to conceal. But then on the outer part of the face, I'm going to use the L'Oreal, and this is their Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. This is going to give me more of a glow to my skin, help it to look a little more light and magical. So we're going to actually kind of double prime. I'm going to start with the Magic Lumi, and I think I'm just going to do, yeah, one pump is plenty, and I'm going to work it into my fingers. You can probably see, but it's so glowy. And just kind of work that in. It gives you a gorgeous glow. And now that my skin has some glow, we're gonna go into the baby skin. Do just a pea-size amount of that, and that is like a clear gel. Work that into the fingertips again, and then I'm gonna kind of press that into the places that I do have more large pores or some problematic areas. Next, I'm going to go into something that I actually have tried for years. This used to be my go-to drugstore foundation. It's the Infallible Pro Matte 24-Hour Foundation. Today, I'm going to do the shade 106. But what I really like about this foundation is if you have oily skin like I do, I really do think it does a good job lasting on your skin all day, but also keeping you more matte. I wouldn't say all day, but maybe like a good 8 hours. So I'm just pressing this in with a Beauty Blender style sponge, but this cute guy was totally clean and I've just covered it in makeup the last couple days. But this little guy is actually the Ulta brand Beauty Blender, and I actually really love it. But yeah, this foundation, it has a really pretty, more full coverage look to it. It says that it is a demi matte, kind of like a natural skin finish matte. But I do think it works good for oily skin and keeps you more matte all day. The only thing I dislike about this foundation, it really doesn't last 24 hours like it claims. I do think you'll start to see a little bit of wear on it at the end of the day. But I do think it lasts a lot better than a lot of the drugstore ones out there right now. My only big complaint with it is that there's not a very large color range. I want to say it's like maybe 10 shades. Maybe there's more on their website. I'll definitely have everything linked below that I can find for you guys, but it is not the best color range. That was shade 106 though. And then I'm going to go into the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. This is a new one for me though. I wanted to try it out. And I'm going to use the shade 135 Medium Beige. I like to go in with my concealer, so I'm just going to take this wand and kind of go in. Got to clean up that eyeshadow line and kind of create that little triangle under my face. I might have really gone in with that under eye concealer, but let's blend it out using a damp beauty blender style sponge again. Patting it into place. That is some full coverage, gorgeous concealer there. So now let's set it. I'm going to actually set my entire face, under eyes and all, with the Infallible Pro Matte. This is their 16-hour wear matte finish powder, and this is in the shade 200. This is Natural Beige. And with a smaller brush, I'm just gonna pat a little bit under the eye and down the side of the nose. And then we're just setting everywhere that we place concealer first. And then with a more fluffy brush, I'm just gonna gently pat a little bit of this all over the face. Now we're going to finish off the eyes with a little pencil brush and going back into the darkest shade I think that we used for the corner of our eye, this dark shade down here, Mission, and just kind of run that along the lash line. So taking this little pencil brush, we're just going to gently kind of wiggle that along the lower lash line. And then with a teeny tiny little lip brush, I'm going to go into cruising down here and kind of brighten up the inner corner. I like to line the bottom of my eye first for some reason, and I'm going to use the Maybelline. This is their Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil. I randomly picked this up while on vacation once, and I absolutely love it. I do think it's really waterproof. I can wear it on the inside of my eye without any issues, but it glides along the bottom perfectly, and it is so pigmented. And then for my top liner, oh, I just realized that they are both Maybelline. So I guess I have a thing for Maybelline eyeliners. But then for my top liner, it's the Maybelline Eye Studio. This is a black gel pot liner, and I love doing a top line, a wing line with this. It glides over glitter, especially way easier, and I think it's a lot easier for people to handle a wing because you're going to do it with a little brush, and I just think it's easier. So I'm actually just going to start in the back, but right on the eye, and just dispense a little bit of product back here. And then I'm going to start in the front and kind of do one sweep and drag it all over. And then for the back wing, I'm just gonna hold my eye. I'm not gonna pull too much, but just hold it in place. And then take this little brush and drag out just this baby wing. Don't want it to be too much for today. Okay, now to finish up the eyes, finally. I feel like this is turning out to be super duper glam. I was just telling Mike, this is like practically prom makeup. So this is a very glamorous drugstore makeup tutorial because we got glitter. Yeah, it's a lot. But to finish up the eyes, I'm going to use my absolute favorite. If you've watched some of the videos here, you know that I am not kidding. I love this stuff. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise Primer by L'Oreal. It is pink. It smells like roses. It's in like rose gold packaging. I just absolutely love it. So I'm going to put this on my bottom lashes. Now, if you weren't going to wear top lashes, I would 100% put this on your top lashes as well. But I have a birthday party to go to this evening, a birthday dinner, and I'm going to be popping on some lashes. So I'm only going to put this on the bottom for today. This stuff seriously just makes your lashes look so much thicker, longer, just all around better. Love this stuff. Then I'm going to use, sticking with the same family, this is my favorite drugstore mascara. If you've got to snag a drugstore mascara anytime soon, try this guy. It is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. I'm actually going to start with my top lashes and let the bottom lashes dry a little longer. And then lastly, before lashes, I'm just going to take the same liner that we used for under the eye and run that along the inside of the eye. Okay, now let's finish up our face. This is my favorite part, I feel like, and I don't know why it takes me so long to get to it. I try to tell myself I've got to finish my eyes first, but I'm going to go in for my contour into the Maybelline. Ooh, it's a Maybelline kind of day. The City Bronzer here. Maybelline and L'Oreal. That's pretty much my jam, I guess. Okay, the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is the shade 300. I have not used this guy before. The reason I snagged it is because it is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer shade. It's not too yellow. It's not too pink. It's probably really good for everybody. But the real reason is because it is matte. And if you are going to be contouring with your bronzer, you really don't want it to have any kind of glitter or anything in it. I'm going to start with that under my cheekbone and just kind of gently wiggle, pressing that product into the cheekbone. And with your contour, you do want to take it back like all the way to your ear, kind of how I'm doing here, so that it looks like a natural shadow that you are creating on your face, not like it starts and stops kind of where you can see it. We want to take it all the way back to the ear. Then I'm just going to put a little in my temple area here, along my jawline, and then into my forehead, onto my forehead, giving myself a little bit of a smaller forehead here. Okay, next for blush, this is a tried and true favorite. This is the Milani Baked Blush and Luminoso, that's number 05. And this is a gorgeous blush that is really, I think it's super famous. It's in this really pretty peachy color, but it's famous because it's really close to that oh so popular NARS blush. But I am gonna apply this just with a natural hair brush. And kind of, I like to pat mine now, and my suggestion to you guys, I'm going to face the camera a little more, is so I've been telling everybody when we go to smile to put our blush on, we lift our cheeks a little bit and then we get those apples of our cheeks, right? But when we relax our face, that brings the apples of our cheeks, for me, down to here. That's a little low for your blush. So my suggestion would be not to smile when you put on your blush, which I know is crazy and something we've all been taught so much over the years, but instead to relax your face when you put on your blush so you really can focus it more right here, and so you won't have that problem of it looking too low and dragging the face down. So I am going to start by patting that blush right into my cheekbone right here. And I am that person that likes to take it up the cheekbone a little bit. And then for the other side, just attempting to relax my face. I like to smile too much. Patting that in. I'm sure you guys can see, but this blush has such a pretty like glow to it. I mean, the name is like luminous, but super pretty glow to it. And then I like to run that across the top of my nose. Okay, then for our highlight today, I'm going to go into the Wet n Wild because this was highly recommended by a few of my friends. The Wet n Wild, this is the Mega Glow Highlighting Powder and the color Golden Flower Crown, number 33B. You can see this pretty little guy here. And I'm just going to do that with a fan brush today. Sticking to my high points, which is going to be right here on the highest point of my cheekbone. I usually like to take a little into my temple and forehead. And then onto the other side. Ooh, that's glowing. To my forehead. I'm just taking what's on the brush, just dusting this across the top of my lip. This is going to help accentuate that Cupid's bow. And then lastly, I love to do a nose highlight. So I'm going to take a teeny tiny little brush. Again, it's kind of like a little lip brush. And as straight as I can, I am going to go right down the bridge of my nose. Okay, and I don't know why it takes me so long to get to this step because this is my favorite step, is my brows. And today I'm going to be using, this is the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil, and it's in the shade Espresso. I'm going to find that spoolie side first and just kind of run through the brows. Okay, then with my little microfine pencil here, I'm actually gonna do the bottom of the front of this brow first, and just with little strokes, I'm gonna outline the bottom of my brow. And then I'm gonna take this front dot all the way up into this kind of high point of my brow. So I'm just gonna connect those real quick. Then I'm going to outline the bottom of the arch and tail of the brow. Again, just short little strokes. Then I'm going to do this top part of the tail. Then I'm actually, especially for my left brow, it's a lot thicker than my right brow, so I'm actually going to brush the hairs down to do this top line. So now that I have the brow map kind of figured out, I'm just going to fill in with some little light strokes. I feel like this is a long one today. For my lips today, I am going to be doing the NYX lip liner and natural, but you know, you gotta put a little flair on it. Kind of like when they say Target. I got this, guys. There's a lid rolling around on me everywhere. Relax your lips, line your lips with them totally relaxed, not pulled tight, and you'll get the best lip liner of your life, I swear. Okay, so no talking. It's not easy to do for me because I literally love to talk. And then for my lippy today, I'm going to use this NYX. It is their Intense Butter Glosses. This is the color Peanut Brittle, which I'm not even sure if they still have anymore because I've had this guy for so long. But I love, hang on. I love these NYX butter glosses. I have them in a few shades and absolutely love them. If you're a gloss girl, they're the best. But just go find a NYX butter gloss that's like your perfect nude, and it would work perfect for all outfits and all eye looks, not just this one. Gosh, I am so funny today. So we have lips on, but we don't have lashes on. I'm just totally out of order today, but that's okay. So I'm gonna pop on some of my very favorites right now. So these are the Marquise, and no, I don't have the box because I have had these forever and keep reusing them. But the funny thing is that eye, and I'm just gonna put this on with some Duo Glue while I talk. So the funny thing is that I did not like these lashes much at all when I first tried them. I have several gorgeous friends who wear these lashes and they just look, oh, come on, glue. They just look stunning on them. So I do think you have to cut these just a little. They're pretty huge. Even though I have humongous eyes and I never cut anything, I do cut these just a tiny bit. And I think that probably helped me like them better. So cut off always towards the end. Make sure they kind of fit your eye perfectly, letting that glue dry down for a few seconds. Honestly, probably 30 to 60 seconds. I like it to really dry down, but then pop them on.
The lashes are on, and that is finally the last piece to this full face drugstore makeup look. I hope you guys had fun watching this. I got all of these products at Ulta Beauty, and I want to make sure I let you guys know because I know each brand carries a little something different at different retailers. So I walked in and I got all of this at Ulta Beauty and their drugstore mass section there. I know I love Ulta Beauty, all their points and discounts and coupons. Actually, there is always, and I mean like always, a $3.50 off of 15, and you can use that on all of these products. So that's even more reason to go out and grab some of these. I loved everything. Nothing really did I have any kind of issues with. The only thing is maybe the bronzer wasn't as pigmented as I would have liked, but overall, it looks great. But I hope you guys liked this very requested full face drugstore makeup look. If you did, make sure that you leave me a little thumbs up before you leave. And if you liked it and it was your first time on our channel, then make sure you click that little subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all future videos that are coming out. We actually have some really exciting Halloween looks coming up and I'm so excited. So yeah, you don't want to miss those. Click that subscribe button and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.